Hello, welcome to my hardcore world. It's a bit of a jarring introduction uh for kind of an episode 1, but I didn't really expect to want to make a hardcore series. I was just kind of playing this and then I was like, why not? So, you might have already seen in the background, but wondering why I'm in this giant flat grass field here. Am I in like a flat world? What's going on? Um, so I've cleared out a ton of flat land here, as you can see. And if you clicked on the video, you know we're building the Space Needle, and so it's going to be centered right where that block is. And my overall goal for this hardcore world slash series is to build a good chunk of Seattle. And it's hard to do that when there's a river. So I kind of have this giant flat area as a basis. And so I mean most of the city, like, there's terrain changes and I can just do that on top. They're not too major. A lot's like pretty flat. You have some hilly areas which I'll build. Um but Seattle is a really big city and this is going to be a huge project. But before we start, like, everything that we're gonna do in this video, I just kind of want to go on a tiny bit of a world tour. And this episode, oh, I gotta sleep. Give me a second. I have slept, and this is kind of the first thing I want to show off. It's kind of a small town slash suburb I made. I haven't finished it, mostly because of the Seattle project. And this is my first build that I did on the world, and I'm actually happy with it. My problem is Seattle is right there, or at least the Space Needle, and this is way too close to it. So I'm kind of scared of when that expands. So I don't know really what I'm gonna do with this area. I don't want to destroy it, obviously. And yeah, so there was a big terraforming project. Also, Woodland Mansion right by Spawn is so nice. Yeah, guess I'll go on to like my last kind of thing. We are over here. This is like my industrial district. Again, in progress. I put like everything on hold for the Seattle project. So it's very unfinished. It's going to be a giant, like, smooth stone slab area, which I'm going to cover, then build a ton of farms. Currently, I only have 2 farms, that being a sugarcane farm and a creeper farm. Both work quite well. I do want to expand the sugarcane farm. Um, on a server I was on, I actually built like a giant, like, industrial-sized one. This is quite small compared to most sugarcane farms I make. I make that creeper farm every time, though. The exact creeper farm. I love it. We currently have a ton of stuff in here. And also, under it is a zombie spawner. I don't need this, because we have an Enderman XP farm, but it's nice. And this also works as a string farm, so I can just get a ton of wool. I'm also going to make a wool farm, but that's probably going to be in Seattle, because I have a ton of stuff there. And so I'm going to transition over to Seattle, and we're going to start the project there. Alright, we are back here in Seattle, and I think the only way of truly showing the scope of this and what we need for the build, I'll have to show you the build. And that's in my creative build world, so let's hop into that. This is my creative build world, and that's the Space Needle loading in. So, in the front here, we've got the entrance comes up like here. The fountain has water coming out. Can't really do that in Minecraft. I added a shrieker, though. Which I don't know if I'm going to keep that. It's just kind of there. And then we go That music came out of nowhere. Then we come in here. I haven't done any like interior modeling because I'm gonna do that because it's gonna probably be my main base area. And you also have the pathway that wraps around and goes up. This isn't entirely accurate. I tried doing like a one-to-one thing. The problem with that is it's really hard to do for Minecraft and transitioning it to Minecraft, so I tried to do that to the best of my ability. And we also have the elevator that takes us up throughout the Space Needle. Yeah, it's really big, so the elevator takes, I think, 21 seconds, or around 20 seconds. And then you have 2 floors up here. I'm gonna just break a block real quick. And then you got the top. And this is basically one-to-one as a recreation of the Space Needle, and I'm quite happy with how it turned out. So I'm gonna have to do a ton of grinding. Most of the Space Needle is made out of quartz, concrete, glass. I think that's about most of some of it's made out of wool. And then you have the iron portion on top, so you're gonna need a ton of iron. I'm probably gonna make an iron farm, mine out a ton of gravel, sand, especially sand, and quartz. So, time to do some grinding. Time to decimate a desert. Now, I gotta get gravel. So, we have about 2 chests, large chests of gravel and sand. And good thing of bones for dyeing, and then just some excess materials. Now, for the last part of like resource gathering, we're gonna have to do more after that, probably when I'm like in the middle of building it. But right now, this is like the main bulk of everything we're gonna need. I'm gonna have to do some quartz mining, and good thing about quartz mining, that's also just netherite mining. So I should get a good amount of netherite on top of getting tons of quartz. So let's do that. Alright, I've got our quartz smelting, and I have a good amount of gray concrete here. So now we can start this. So, I already lost count. This should be 13 blocks away from the center here, and I think it's here. If I do this wrong, I'm gonna cry. But if I have the pattern correctly, which I think I do, it goes 3, 3, 2, 2, and then... Oh, I did this wrong. Should have 2 across, and then should be like that, or the bottom. Hopefully I didn't do this wrong, because, like I said, I will just give up. No, I'll just redo it, but this should be correct. Don't think I'm doing this wrong. I can just redo it, it's not that big of a deal if I did do it wrong. Which is kind of annoying. See how the... Yeah, no, wait, that's correct. Okay, I was concerned for a second. Let's see. I don't have my totem... That could have been bad. I don't know. Until I build it, I guess. Hopefully it's correct. Alright, the first layer of the Space Needle is complete. This took a while, and now I need to get the second layer. Also, this looks wrong currently because of the furnaces here. I'm gonna get all of this moved up once we have the top floor done, and this is gonna be just more work, and I'm gonna have to get the pillars in. It's gonna be really annoying to do because the pillars go up and change a lot, especially the side pillars. So this is gonna be a lot of work. I might interlude some things, but yeah, I'm back to doing this. So, did a live stream, got a bit of work done here, and yeah, got the side pathway that wraps around here done. I do need to add the walls that go up, and kind of the glass that goes around, and yeah, so we have obviously very, like, temp lighting here, just so things don't spawn inside of the Space Needle's base. I also have not gotten the glass done on the, I guess, like, second floor. The reason why is I'm kind of unsure as if I want to change it from the design I showed on my creative build world. And I do need to get, like, the third kind of, like, viewing area that's right on top of here done. And we have the start of the pillars. Now, the pillars are going to be annoying because it's a lot of white concrete, and you kind of have to switch back and forth, especially on these ones. So that's going to be a massive pain. But what I'm thinking with these, I think I'm going to change it. I have it as, like, white and light gray on the creative world, and I think I'm going to change it to be, like, cyan and light blue, like the other classes on this section. I think that just looks better, but I don't know. I really don't know at this point. I'm gonna just have to get back to work, and I guess just get the pillars done is my main kind of goal here, and that's gonna be quite annoying. This is what happens when you build the Space Needle in Minecraft. Wow, this thing is massive. When you have it in a flat world, and you're just building, you don't really get the scale. I think really the best way to show the scale is to go over to the small town here, which is still very unfinished, and just look at it. Now, I don't have the dome part, the top, but it's everything but that, and the elevator, which I'm going to do in a second. Just, wow, this thing is just massive. I just can't get the scale of this. Like, obviously, it's not that wide, but, like, the fact that it's not even close to being done with the height, really, I think is the most impressive part. Because it is just so tall when you look at it. It just looks so nice. And doing this project, I've kind of started to run out of sand because of all the glass here. And also, if you just look at the map, oh, it just looks so nice. But I'm running low on sand, so I'm probably gonna have to go back over to the desert and do some grinding here. But I think a good thing to do right now is work a bit on this elevator, because as you can see, it's quite bare bones. It's not really done. Oh, I also need sea lanterns for lighting, so I'm gonna have to go raid a ocean temple. I forgot the name. Ocean monument. I'm going crazy from doing this. It's a lot. It really is. So I'm gonna work a bit on this elevator, I guess. Got those sea lanterns, and we're almost complete with this build. So I've spawn-proofed, I think, the entire thing by adding, of course, the sea lanterns, which we just got, and are mainly just here and at the base of the elevator. And as I just said, I spawn-proofed the, I think, entire thing. I might have missed, like, a couple blocks, but the carpets I've placed on almost, if not every, like, spawnable block. So that's nice, because this just had tons of mobs spawning in it because of the big old circle here, causing a ton of area to be dark. And I've got both of these floors done. I don't have, like, the interiors, obviously. I just have a base setup of them. Problem I ran out of smooth quartz. So I have to go quartz mining again, and I also have to go and, well, I guess a benefit of that is you also get ancient debris, which is nice. It's just gonna be like 2 hours because the dome on top of the Space Needle has a ton of quartz. So it's gonna be a long process with mining. But the nice part is that I get to look at it, and it looks really nice from far away. Problem is clouds are annoying and they get in the way. And I can't disable them because of the shader I'm using. So it's really hard to get a view of it right now. But actually, I gotta fly over here. There we go. It does look really nice, apart from the fact that it's not done yet. But we're close. I also forgot to do the elevator, but we don't talk about that. Anyway, I gotta get quartz. It's gonna take a while. So I'm about to be finished with the building here. I just have to place 3 iron bars, and this entire building will be finished. At last. This has taken me a long time. That was the final block of the outerior. Not counting trees and the rest of Seattle I'm gonna do. But wow. This has been a giant project, and I'm not even close to done, even with the building. Because as you can see, if you have eyes, I haven't done the interior of the Space Needle. I've done the general building, but if you go in here, the elevator's kind of lacking. And now my problem with this is that's a lot of wool. But I do have a solution to that. And that is to AFK a lot in my creeper farm, since that produces string, and I'm not building a sheep farm yet, since we're going to do a lot of industrial work in the next episode. And I think it's going to be useful to get just do that, save some time. And so I'm just going to, play some other games, do some stuff while I AFK for a bit. Alrighty, I think I am pretty much just done with the general interior. Now, the base of the Space Needle is pretty bare. I haven't added the lights on this side yet. I've kind of neglected it. I just don't think it's too important. If anyone has suggestions, I like them. But yeah, it's just kind of drab right now. Mostly because all I care about is the top, and as you can see, I have the elevators done. Now, on the way down, I had magma elevators. I still have one, but I just got rid of the water on one side because that's a lot slower than just falling into water. And I have a general storage system up here. Now, stone ones, these ones aren't done. Oh, also, another thing, because this guy just came up. It's unfortunately like a natural drown farm, because it's over a river, which is annoying, so drowns just come up here. But it's not that too bad. So, yeah, we have just storage, and I have it all organized by block and by item. Now, obviously, it's not done yet. Well, actually, it is with every item I have, but it's not like the most efficient system, but I like it. And on the top floor here, we have map room, kind of. It's not finished yet. I need to pick that up. And I've expanded the map, so it has the small town over here, and we have the Space Needle, and this is kind of bugged. Like, it has 3 characters on top of it. And I have glowstone on the bottom to keep this all flat, because otherwise it's gonna have like weird shading. Overall, this has been a very, very long episode to make, and I've had a lot of fun with this project, and I'm really excited to see where Seattle goes. But next episode, we're going to be working on industrial stuff, finishing the industrial district, and getting like a lot of framework for the building project here in Seattle. I also expanded the grass a little bit, but yeah, that's about it. See you guys in the next episode. Bye-bye.